Welcome to the Raspy Voice Kids. I am Brandon Phoenix, a.k.a. I Also Hate Pitt. You might notice here, we got a new background. We're trying to do something different. We want to let you know that we appreciate your views, we appreciate your thoughts, we appreciate your comments. So please tell us what you think. Let us know. Do you like what we have now? Do you like what we had before? Maybe we'll change it, maybe we won't. But for now, this is what we got. And we all we got. Charlemagne, we live? All right. Again, the Raspy Voice Kids are back. Hopefully we're better than ever. This is Brandon. That is A.A.M. I Also Hate Pitt. And we are here to talk about the Kansas game. This is the KU review. Ugh. You know what's funny? Through all of this, the frustrations that people have about the game, because a lot of people have frustrations. There are people who are actually on Twitter who are calling for Coach Tony Gibson's head. They want, they want Tony Gibson fired. Ugh, morons. But through all of this, we end up ranked number 23 in both the coaches poll and the AP poll after that game. Stellar offensive performance yet again. Not perfect, certainly not perfect, but we looked really, really good. We ran the ball well. We threw the ball well. Greer was himself yet again. There's a poll out right now saying that he's 8th in the Heisman voting. David Sills and Gary Jennings are now on the Biletnikoff Award watch list. That is the best receiver in the nation watch list. And Crawford went over 100 yards again. He had 125 yards. I think it was 110 for Kennedy McCoy, who had an 8.8 average. And even Mountain Greer himself ran the ball 10 times for 51 yards. He had 2 scores on the ground to match the 2 scores through the air. He did throw a pick. It was a bad decision, but it was a better interception. I give more credit to the defensive back than I put blame on Mountain Greer. All in all, I thought Spavital did a good job calling the game. Early on, I wished he would have run more. I was hoping he would have kept running because I felt like they couldn't stop it. We were gashing them. We were just really gutting them, especially up the middle. Kansas made an adjustment on that defensive line, but I felt like that was something we could have exploited. But it didn't matter because we could run, we could throw. It really didn't matter. 7 for 14 on third down conversions. 50% is not ideal. But it's a really good offensive team. I don't think anybody's questioning that. I think we're number 2 in the nation behind Oklahoma in yards per game. The top 4 offenses in the nation are all from the Big 12. There really is a resurgence, and people in the country are starting to take notice. No questions about that. The questions are all on the defense. Well, not all. Most of the questions are on the defensive side of the ball. That's where people are concerned, and rightfully so. We did a show called In Gibby We Trust. Our trust has not dissolved. We believe in Coach Tony Gibson. We believe in the man from Van. We love the energy and the effort from our defensive players. But there is no fixing experience. We lack experience. On the defensive line, we lack size. And it's just going to take time for both of those things. The one exception on the defensive line, the one shining light, has been Lamont McDougal, a.k.a. Lamont Savage. That boy's been a beast. Stay feasting. Had a sack, caused a fumble, all high motor. And he blew right past the center on the play. So if you're getting your eyes out and you're complaining about the defense, there are bright spots. There are places that you can look and be excited. Lamont McDougal is one of those. He was not just the defensive MVP for us, but he was also not all Big 12, but Pro Football Focus's first team Big 12 defense this week. He, along with Al-Rashid Benton, who had 11 tackles and an interception. It was an excellent interception. And there was one more. And I'm not going to remember right now. And I'm flying solo, man. I'm doing this no net. So I'm not going to be able to give it to you. So my apologies to the third who's being left out right now. But we play with effort. We play with toughness. We lack discipline, it seems. It seems to me that we overrun plays. Jeremy, my brother, that's his big point. We talked about this game because we've talked a lot. We always do. His complaint was we seem to have the right scheme. We seem to be in the right place at the right time, and then we overrun the play. Or we don't make the tackle. We don't finish the play. And you can't win games, you can't win your battle unless you finish the play, unless you're finishing in the position where you're supposed to be. And right now, that's a problem. online, if you get on Twitter, if you get on Facebook, there are people who are not only calling for, if they're not calling for Tony Gibson's head, they're trying to say we shouldn't be running the 3-3-5. They say the 3-3-5 doesn't work. Where were these people last year when we had the number one defense in the Big 12? Where were you? You weren't saying that the 3-3-5 didn't work then. Everybody loved Tony Gibson then. Everybody loved our defense then. Everybody loved the 3-3-5 and how it was hard to prepare for. Now suddenly people can prepare for it. Well, do you think everything changed in 1 year? The difference is the talent. That's all the difference is. The talent and the experience. We've had injuries. In this game against Kansas, we had 5, that is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 starters not playing, including probably our best player, yes, overall best player, better than his big brother, and Jeremy's not here to argue with me, Kaiser White, who was out. He will be back. And that's one thing that we can be excited about. We have a bye week to get ready for TCU. We have TCU at 3:30, not this Saturday, but the next Saturday coming up. When we get TCU, we'll have Kaiser back. We're going to have Toyus Avery back. David Long will be back. Our boys will be ready to ball. Unfortunately, we've lost Brendan Ferns, which will hurt us depth-wise. And it will hurt us on special teams. And it will hurt because the guy missed all of last season with the torn ACL. And now he's got to miss the rest of the season with a separated shoulder. And we wish him nothing but the best, speedy recovery. And it's easy to get depressed when you're making, when you put forth all the effort that he put in to get back, to be good, to be healthy, to be ready to go. When you've had the hype that he's had as a 4-star recruit and you make the progress that he did and then you're hurt again already in just the 4th game of the season, we feel terrible for him. But the rest of the defense should be back and they should be better. Every game they should be better. And that's one of the things that I love about Tony Gibson. As the season goes on, the defense matures. As the season goes on, he makes the adjustments. He takes a safety, a freshman safety, like Kenny, I keep wanting to say Kenny Robinson, but
there will be a
yeah. Anyway, he takes Kenny Robinson and he makes him a safety or a defensive back, a corner, even though he came in as a safety. And he did it because he realized the guy could play and the guy needed to play and the guy should be on the field because he's fearless and he thinks he's the best. And what's he done? He's taken over the starting position. And he's legit. He's legit. Mike Daniels had a pick that he took to the house. There are guys who are showing bright spots. There are guys that Tony Gibson can count on. There are guys that he can plug in and make adjustments so that we're able to do what needs done. Marvin Gross is a guy who can play not only safety, but he can also play linebacker. Tony Gibson's has options there. Are we saying that they're going to be the best defense in the Big 12? That's absurd. There's no way that's going to happen. I was way too optimistic before the season started, probably even too optimistic with my projection of 9-3, even though that's not impossible. But it doesn't mean this defense and this team can't be successful. And if you're one of those people who thinks the earth or that the world is on fire and that we're all going to die, relax. This is like Aaron Rodgers said, RELAX. Relax. One game at a time. Each game is its own. There's no way to predict what's going to happen based on the game that just happened because it's not the same opponent. People don't match up the same way. There's time to prepare. There are injuries. There's weather. There are all kinds of things that are out of your control. There are plenty of things that are in your control that can change the outcome of the game. Do not play the game before we get there. Okay? For good or for bad, don't play the game before we get there. Let's just enjoy it. Each game. And a win is a win is a win. Don't take them for granted. I learned the hard way in 2012, I think it was 2012 or 2013. I don't like talking to you guys. This is an upbuilding. We're supposed to be having fun. Okay. So I don't like talking about the bad stuff, but I learned during those seasons to just enjoy every win. I don't care about point margin. I don't care about how we looked. Would I prefer blowouts? Yes. I want to win every game 97-0. But if we don't get 97-0, guess what I want? A win. Because a win is a win is a win. And if you win every game by 1 point, guess what you are at the end of the year? Undefeated national champions. So, of course, that is what we call hyperbole so that you get my point. And my point is a win is a win is a win. So relax. It's on to the bye week. Time to get healthy, to review film, get your minds right, because TCU is going to put us in a dogfight. Oh, I almost forgot. If I said something that you didn't like, if I said something that offended you, if my saying relax made you feel like I was chastising you, don't forget, I also hate Pitt. Thanks for listening and watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Check the links in the description for all our other media outlets.
And no matter what you do, no matter what you heard, no matter what we said, don't forget, we also hate Pitt.